First of all, John, congratulations on being the Calhoun's High School Athlete of the Week.
Thank you. It's a big honor.
Let's talk about this season coming in. You guys trying to avenge a very tough loss in the state finals last year. I mean, what was the off season around here like, being so close and yet not getting it done last year?
We were motivated to work harder than ever after how it ended last year. We wanted to get back to Cookeville, kind of redeem that loss, even though we didn't talk too much about it. Had a few question marks going into the year. We were replacing a starting quarterback, replacing pretty much a whole starting line minus a center. Defense, I think we lost 6 or 7 starters. We ended up starting, I think, seven underclassmen up front. Our front 7 were 7 underclassmen, which they'll all be back next year. Looking forward to watching them. But we just had a lot of holes to fill, and our preseason scrimmages kind of went a little rough against Innsworth and Cookeville. They kind of whooped our tail up and down the field. So going in, we had a lot of question marks. Didn't play too well in the Jamboree, and then came out against Webb and played a little better and kept getting better each week. And by I think the 4th or 5th week, we had kind of gelled as a team and kind of were playing to the best of our potential.
Now you said you replaced a starting quarterback, so this is your first year kind of in charge?
Yeah, this was my first year, starting quarterback. I was competing for it my junior year. I ended up getting mono and had to sit out for the first 4 games, so I came back, played some cornerback on defense, and I don't think this year could have been much better as the first year starter, but Coach Quarles and Coach Hunt, they're great quarterback coaches, They know every aspect. They've seen everything, so they kind of had me prepared every Friday night for anything I could see that that was a little bit different than normal.
Now, as far as the regular season, I mean, you guys just kind of kept getting better and better with all these young guys.
Yeah, definitely took a few games for everyone, to get used to starting on a Friday night, being under the lights, and we had a bunch of young guys, like I said earlier, and by I think the 4th or 5th or 6th game, I think we really came together. They had kind of gotten rid of all those butterflies, from being out there for the first time. So I think that's really when we started playing, to the best of our potential.
You make a nice run through the playoffs. You get to the finals again, go back and you got Hendersonville. Now the times you've won 3 state championships now, been on those teams, and I mean, what was the deal this year? I mean, they've been close games, pretty hard fought, and this time it just kind of got away from Hendersonville pretty quickly. You guys must have seen something.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what it was. Give Hendersonville credit. They're a great team. They made it to the state championship in the first place, but I just kind of think we came out, got off to a quick start. With the way they play football, they run the wing tee, run it. I think that kind of played into our hands because we kind of maybe forced them to throw it, and that's not something they were too comfortable with this year with how much they had ran it. So I think us getting up early kind of got them out of their comfort zone, and I think we really took advantage of it there in the second quarter.
When I think of Maryville, I think of, pretty fundamental football. I mean, it's always that way, and that means the running game. And of course, you got Sean Prevost that everybody knows about, and yet in the first half, you get 28 points. I think you scored 1 on the ground yourself and, threw 3 touchdown passes?
Yeah, we thought we had some pretty good matchups on the outside if they were going to load the box and try and go man-to-man with us on the outside. So, we took advantage of that early. Had I think, 2 touchdown passes, and 1 was a screen to Sean Prevost, who, I kind of threw it behind the line. He kind of made me look good running 51 yards with it. But, I think we liked our matchups on the outside if they went man-to-man, and we kind of took advantage of that when they loaded the box on us.
Now, I asked you a little bit before we started this video interview about George Quarles, and I've known George for a while, talked to him several times, but he's kind of a legend around here. I mean, what's he like to play for?
It's just one lifetime opportunity to play for a guy like Coach Quarles. He's a great football coach, has a lot of state championships, has a lot of wins, but he's a great guy too, and that's what I really enjoy about him. Off the field you can have a conversation with him. He's already told me he'll be there for me always. Just because I'm not going to be a rebel anymore, he'll still be there for me. I'm sure he's that way with all of his players. And, on the field, it's just he knows everything. He's a great coach. He gets the most out of his players. He might not always have the best athletes, but he gets the most out of them for what his players can do. It's just an honor to play for somebody like Coach Quarles.
How much of it around here is just a mindset? I mean, just the expectation that you're going to put the time in and you're going to win.
I'd say a lot of it after what Coach Quarles has done here at Maryville, with the success he's had. I think, the up and coming freshmen, up and coming sophomores, juniors that are going to be in some playing time in the next few years. I think they come in with the mindset, that hey, it's Maryville, like we need to win a state championship. I don't know if that's how they think, but I know that definitely puts a lot of pressure on them, to work as hard as they possibly can in the off season.
Yeah. Well, congratulations on a great senior year, 3rd ring. That's all good, and best of luck to you next year.
Thank you.